Winter weather conditions likely caused the SUV to lose control and cross the center line, striking that oncoming Chautauqua County snowplow. The driver of the SUV, a 60-year-old family member of Johnson, who was not identified, but was taken to UPMC Chautauqua Hospital with injuries. And Reed says the winter weather made it tough for first responders to rescue Johnson and the driver from the vehicle. The Chautauqua County Sheriff's Accident Reconstruction Team assisted Lakewood Busti Police in their investigation. No charges are expected in this case. The Lakewood Fire Department and Lakewood Busti Fire Department also responded to the scene there. And Jamestown police say a missing girl who was first reported missing in October has been found. 13-year-old Gianna Coleman was located Wednesday afternoon at a residence in Jamestown. Officers say she was turned over to a parent. Furthermore, tips from citizens led to her location. Police say Coleman had a history of running away from home and was first reported missing multiple times last year. She was reportedly in contact with several people via social media in the Jamestown area while on the run. And a City of Jamestown man was arrested on New Year's Day after he allegedly hit a woman with a television during a domestic dispute. Jamestown police say they responded to the dispute on Fairmount Avenue Wednesday morning. A female victim alleges that 43-year-old Christopher Toole broke a television when he hit her with it during the altercation. Officers say Toole was taken into custody without incident and transported to Jamestown City Jail. He faces a number of charges. And a new year has brought new laws to New York State. The new criminal justice reforms are now in effect, which end cash bail for misdemeanors and non-violent felonies. The law has been in the media quite recently as many opponents spoke out against it. And individuals born after January 1, 1993 must complete a boater safety course. The Farm Labor's Fair Labor Practices Act now gives farm workers paid time and a half if they do more than 60 hours a week. They must also get 24 hours of consecutive time off every week. And the laborers and other eligible workers now can get up to 10 weeks of paid time off under the law. Workers will be eligible to be paid up to $840 a week. And large group health insurance policies are now required to cover IVF services. Additionally, improved access for mental health addiction services are also mandated to expand. 16 and 70-year-olds will also be able to pre-register to vote, automatically registering them when they turn 18 years old. And later this month, adoption records will become available to adoptees when they turn 18, and the minimum wage outside of New York City will increase to $12.50 an hour. In March, the state's plastic bag ban will go into effect. In August, the state's sexual harassment complaint policy will expand, allowing New Yorkers up to 3 years to file sexual harassment complaints. And finally, in September, the legal limit for hunters to be considered intoxicated will decrease from 0.10 to 0.08. Well, hopefully everyone has a great new year. Thanks so much for joining us here on WNY News Now. Let's take a look at the comments and see what people are saying about these stories. We hope you are having a good day, and maybe you are back to work, maybe you are not. So let's check in and see what everyone is doing. Got to say hello to Stacy. Thanks so much for joining us here on the broadcast. Good to see you this afternoon. Hello to Pam. Hopefully you're doing well. Hello to Lori. Good afternoon. And hello to Keith. He says, Jamestown native since 1959 and spending another new year here. Keith, great to have you along. Coming up next, a Jamestown man was arrested after allegedly breaking into an apartment and trying to fight people on New Year's Day. And later on, a New York State Assemblyman is facing driving while intoxicated charges. Dakota.
Was the low this morning, and 61 and -2 are in the record books for today. Some rain is on the way. We'll talk about it. WNY News Now continues in a minute. Don't go away.
EagleZip.com is your local one-stop shop for all of your home and business computer needs. Located on Fluvan Avenue Extension, just outside of Jamestown, EagleZip.com sells and services all brands of desktops and laptops, as well as servers and network equipment for your business. All new computer sales include transferring your data from your old computer plus a 2-year warranty. Call EagleZip.com today.
Stop by EagleZip.com today and let us make computers easy for you.
When you're on the go, stay in the know by downloading the WNY News Now mobile app. Stay up to date on local news, weather, and sports that matter to you. Plus, subscribe to breaking news and weather alerts from the team that puts coverage first. In addition, watch news as it happens with the Southern Tier's only 24/7 streaming network. Download the WNY News Now app right now. It's free on the Apple App Store and Google Play Store.
A city of Jamestown man was arrested New Year's Day after allegedly breaking into an apartment while he was, quote, highly intoxicated and attempted to start a fight. Police say that 48-year-old Brian Livingston Sr. was arrested at an East 2nd Street apartment just after 3:30 p.m. Livingston Sr., allegedly looking to start a fight, ended up knocking over a kitchen table and breaking a chair. Additionally, officers say he refused arrest and fought with them at the scene. Following a brief struggle, Livingston Sr. was taken into custody. He faces several charges as he sits in Jamestown City Jail, pending arraignment in the case. And the top Republican in New York State's Assembly was charged on New Year's Eve with driving while intoxicated in his state-issued vehicle, just a week after he wrote a newspaper column warning citizens against getting behind the wheel while drunk. Brian Kolb, who represents the district just outside of Rochester, was arrested near his home after what he called a lapse in judgment. Authorities say they were called to a crash in Victor just before 10:30 after a vehicle ran into a ditch. Kolb was found to be the driver of the 2018 GMC Acadia that crashed just in front of his home. An Ontario County Sheriff's deputy administered field sobriety tests, which Kolb failed, before taking him to jail. And while their breath tests indicated Kolb's blood alcohol content was over the legal limit, no one else was injured, and officials do not say where Kolb was driving from. The lawmaker did issue this statement, saying in part, this was terrible lapse in judgment, one I have urged others not to make, and I take full responsibility. I made the wrong decision, and it is one I deeply regret. Kolb has represented the district since 2000, and he's served as Assembly Minority Leader since 2009. Well, pancreatic cancer persists in the U.S., and they now have a new treatment option for it. The FDA has approved a drug Lizapam for maintenance treatment of the disease. Now, the drug is already used to treat ovarian and breast cancers. Medication is approved for pancreatic cancer patients whose tumors didn't grow after at least 16 weeks of chemotherapy. The drug's producer says that pancreatic cancer is the 12th most common type of the disease, but it's largest in the United States. That's because it's often not discovered until it's in advanced stages. The civil rights icon and Congressman John Lewis announced this week that he was diagnosed with stage 4 pancreatic cancer. Well, losing weight, quitting smoking, and saving money are just some of the popular New Year's resolutions, but how do we make them stick? Mandy Gaithner with some tips on what can help in today's Health Minute.
Every year starts out with the best intentions to become your best self. But according to a 2015 story from U.S. News and World Report, 80% of New Year's resolutions fail by the second week of February. The American Psychological Association says these 5 things can turn a struggle into a success. First, start small. Go after a realistic goal. For example, if more exercise is your resolution, begin with a few days a week instead of 7. Next, change one behavior at a time. Changing too much at once may be overwhelming. Talk about it. Make sure family and friends know your goals so they can help. Joining a group like a workout class or getting together with others who are quitting smoking can also help with resolution success. But if you have a slip, don't beat yourself up. Simply recover from the mistake and get back on track. Finally, seek support. Don't face the stress of reaching your goals alone. For today's Health Minute, I'm Mandy Gaither.
Alrighty, thank you, Mandy. And experts say it's also important to appreciate what you accomplish towards your goal instead of just focusing on not being exactly where you want to be. Well, Chief Forecaster Dakota Hunter joins us now. Happy New Year, Dakota.
Happy New Year, Jay. Happy New Year to you, too.
First time I'm seeing you in the new year. I'll give away a little secret. Yesterday's show was pre-recorded before the new year.
Jay, giving away our
I
secrets
know, giving them all away. Another secret, which I think is very interesting, is we're live from our newsroom now, which is where we'll be for probably the next month. And some change as we get a brand new set for a brand new
The
year.
studio is currently being tore apart, and they're taking the old set pieces down, and they're building a new set.
Although they haven't started any work yet. That's the thing. I walked in there this morning, and I'm like, it still looks like, can't we use this today? But they're like, no. The work is
they started. Yeah, I think over the weekend, or not over the weekend, but I think on Tuesday they started tearing things out of it.
A couple of things.
Like
Right
some of
after
the
we were
electronics
done.
and stuff. So
Things that we need right now to do our broadcast.
so that's why we're in here.
Right, exactly. So nevertheless, it's always good. Do you have any big New Year's resolutions that you want to try to keep?
Well, every year I always say that I want to I guess everybody else, I want to lose weight, but I never do it. So.
Well, I think a healthy lifestyle, I always felt like, isn't a New Year's resolution.
It's hard, though.
It shouldn't be a New Year's resolution. It should be an everyday thing that you do. And just take the little goals. My girlfriend and I joke about it. We're trying to be good, right? Where we stay active. We don't necessarily have to work out every day, but stay active, eat properly, and you could notice the weight. So it is certainly difficult for everyone. Let us know what you're thinking in the comments below. We'd love to hear you.
It's hard though because you always grab that bag of potato chips and all the junk food, and you just can't help yourself.
Right, exactly. So, Keith, who we talked to earlier, thanks for sticking with us. He's living in North Carolina now. So certainly, hopefully you're doing well. And he always tries to keep up with the news in Jamestown, and we appreciate that we can be that resource for you. Got to say hello to Stacy. Hopefully you're doing well. Thanks so much for joining us on the broadcast. Denise, Seth, thank you so much for joining us. And got to say hello to Michael as well. Hopefully you're having a good day. And to answer Denise's questions, you mentioned the accident. Yes, that was at our top story. Once the broadcast is over with, you can watch it again, or you can check it out right now on the WNY News Now mobile app. But let's move on to weather and tell people what is happening in the local area. In Dakota, it's pretty dreary out right now. That's the one thing I like being in the news.
Yeah,
I can
because
look
we
out
have
a
these
window.
plate glass windows. We can look right out the window,
which is pretty cool. But the question is rain coming our way?
Yeah, the sun is out, but the clouds are going behind the clouds. Let's take a look at the main graphic system, and you can see the temperatures have been going up and down throughout this week over the past 7 days. These are the past high temperatures over the past 7 days, and just like magic, I appear on the green wall. And these were the high temperatures over the past 7 days. 51 last Thursday, 53 on Friday. Look at where we were yesterday at 29 degrees. That was the best we could do, and it looks like we're going to see a little bit more cold air coming in a little bit later on here. 26 was the low this morning in Jamestown, 35 in Dunkirk, 38 over in Erie, and Olean started the day at 25 degrees. Here's a live look at the HD News Now cam. Again, the clouds kind of starting to sock in now throughout the afternoon. That's going to be the story. 38 to the current temperature at noon hour with that south wind of 17. And look at the wind chill down to 29 degrees when you combine that air temperature and the wind speed together. And currently around the region, 41 in Mayville, 43 Dunkirk, 41 Edinburgh, 41 Corry, 42 Warren, and also in Tidioute, 38 Bradford, and 37 over in Olean as of this hour. So here's what's coming up here. So it's milder again this afternoon, just by a little bit, but again, we're not talking 50s and 60s again. It turns wet tonight going into Friday. Another storm system comes our way on Saturday, and there is the chance Saturday and Sunday for accumulating snow, but please keep in mind, we're still too early to know exact details, but we'll have more details on it for you tomorrow. Next big thing is this massive rain down here in the southeast. Look at this. Flash flood watches are down here currently with some heavy rain, but Up here in the Northeast, we're under the influence of beautiful high pressure, and that high pressure is not going anywhere over the next 24 hours or so. Let's take you through future scan here. So dry through the day here. Now tonight, as we go throughout tonight, rain showers will start to come our way. This may actually turn into a steady rain by morning, and then the rain showers will come to an end, and they turn to just a few scattered showers for the afternoon hours tomorrow, and temperatures still hanging into the lower 40s here. So through the afternoon, 41 to 48 is our high temp range, mostly sunny early. The clouds are already starting to thicken up in the westernmost counties, and they will start to thicken up throughout the day. Not a bad day, though, with that southwest wind 9 to 18 miles per hour. The next 7 days of your life on this futuristic new 7-day. How do you like this? 42 degrees tomorrow, 38 on Saturday. There's that storm system as it starts to make its way in over the weekend. Snow continues Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday. And look at Wednesday, only 28 degrees is our projected high with a few snowflakes in the air. Norm has sports right after this, so don't go away. Want weather now? Download the WNY News Now mobile app and stay up to date on severe weather alerts. Plus, anytime hazardous weather strikes, stick with the Southern Tier's only 24/7 streaming network that keeps you safe. You're all in a tornado warning, so now is the time to go to a safe place, small room, lowest floor, near the center, away from windows. What are you waiting for? Download the WNY News Now mobile app today. It's free in the Apple App Store and Google Play Store.
WNY Sports Now is powered by Phone Zone of Jamestown. With the largest inventory around, we buy and sell our own merchandise at a price that can't be beat. Have a broken screen? We'll fix it. Learn more at phonezoneshop.com.
Sorry about the technical difficulties. Once again, happy Thursday in 2020, sports fans. We're nearing the end of another work week. Welcome back to WNY News Now. I'm Norm Rodriguez with a look at sports. Don Larson, a former MLB pitcher well known for throwing the only perfect game in World Series history, died on Wednesday from esophageal cancer. The last surviving member of the 1956 World Series, Larson pitched the perfect game in Game 5 against the then Brooklyn Dodgers on October 8, 1956. In the Yankees' 2-0 victory, Larson struck out 7 batters, including Hall of Famers Pee Wee Reese, Duke Snider, and Roy Campanella. The Yankees would win the World Series in 7 games, a rematch of the 1955 World Series. Larson was 90 years old. With a 7 o'clock puck drop tonight, the Buffalo Sabres are at home hosting the Edmonton Oilers. Buffalo is currently in 6th in the Atlantic Division with 41 points, still 1 point behind the Montreal Canadiens. Meanwhile, Edmonton is in the middle of the road in 4th in the Pacific Division with 46 points, 2 points behind the Arizona Coyotes. The game will be televised on MSGB. Tonight with an 8:30 tip-off, the 16-16 Brooklyn Nets will be hitting the West Coast to battle the 21-12 Dallas Mavericks. Brooklyn is currently on a 3-game losing skid. Their recent loss versus the Minnesota Timberwolves 122-115 in overtime on Monday. The Nets are also in 7th in the Eastern Conference, 13 games behind the Milwaukee Bucks, who are the top dog in the East. Meanwhile, Dallas has lost back-to-back games. Their recent one, a 106-101 defeat at the hands of the Oklahoma City Thunder on Tuesday. The Mavericks are in 5th in the Western Conference, 5.5 games behind the first-place LA Lakers. The game will be televised on the Yes Network. That's it for sports today, and a Happy New Year to Justin and Dakota.
All right, Norm, thank you very much. Happy New Year to you, too. Well, it's time to let your nerd flag fly high. It's National Science Fiction Day. That's actually an old stereotype. You don't have to be a geek to love sci-fi. Successful franchises like Star Trek, Star Wars, and Black Mirror shows just how popular these TV genres are. Cable TV streaming services and ebooks give you access to more sci-fi content than you can shake a stick at. The definition of sci-fi is rather loose. Some people consider certain superhero and horror stories to fall within that category, and just remember to honor some of those originators. The reason for National Sci-Fi Day to fall on January 2nd is because Isaac Movis's birthday is today. He's the American author who was the most celebrated sci-fi writers of all time. Certainly cool. And Dakota, I'm a pretty big sci-fi geek, I guess you could say. Love Star Wars,
Well,
think it's great.
you would, I mean, one would
happy
think-
Sci-Fi Day.
I mean, one would think with me being a weather geek and a tech nerd, I would like Star Wars, but I don't.
That's okay.
It's not my cup of tea.
You like football, like pretty well though, right? You're a pretty good. I mean, you're a pretty close Patriots fan, I guess.
Yeah.
So no. What's the biggest thing that you probably like to do outside of doing weather?
I don't have much free time, so
Oh, you don't have anything.
no.
Really?
I live in a small room and I do weather all the time.
Oh, well, good for you. Such a good passion.
Weather
let me
takes
tell
up
you.
so much of my time. I don't even have time to think most days. I'm like a pinball in a pinball machine.
Well, hey, it feels like we're in a pinball machine this morning.
Yeah,
that's for sure.
I mean, it's been a little
rough. Yeah,
this morning
that's,
with all
that's
these
the word
changes.
for it.
And
Yeah, well, I mean,
whatnot, my
the
goodness.
biggest thing is certainly, I think, because we're so far, our newsroom is removed from the control room, and that's where all of our producers
Yeah.
are. We only have one producer for this program, but our video graphics are switched, so it's like, for us, we're so far away from them, it's kind of
Yeah.
scary, a little bit. Like, I need my safety blanket back.
Yeah.
We'll get used to it. What are you going to do? Well, hey, going to be a pretty nice day today, all things considered.
Yeah. The sun is going behind the clouds right now, so we'll top out around 44 degrees, 42 tomorrow. Again, we're keeping our eyes on a weekend. Another storm system could throw some accumulating snow Saturday through Sunday. A little too early to know exact details, but of course we'll give you more details as we head throughout the week. And the high next Wednesday, only 28 degrees. That's the best we'll be able to do. How do you like the new 7-day and these fancy new graphics? This
Yeah.
is the first time we have launched these new graphics, first time using these things, and I gotta say, they're really sleek and they're really nice.
They are. I really like it, too. You got the clouds back there. It's like perfect. So, all right, Dakota, thank you
You're
very
welcome.
much. That's going to do it for us today. News continues 24/7 at WNYNewsNow.com. When you're on the go, stay in the know by downloading our mobile app. It's free in the Apple App Store and Google Play Store. We're back tomorrow. Hope to see you then. Have a great day.